Before a single command is obeyed, before anyone is even in handcuffs, this case is already spiraling into confusion. What started as a high-risk operation to serve a capital murder warrant suddenly turns into the arrest of a man who claims, "I live here." And now, he's facing 6 months in jail for allegedly interfering with police duties. But here's the twist. The murder suspect wasn't even inside the house. Officers were securing a perimeter, conducting a felony stop, when this man walks straight into the scene. He ignores repeated commands to stop, continues toward the residence, and ends up on the ground. So the big question becomes, was this a reckless move by the defendant, or a breakdown in communication by law enforcement? Because when emotions run high and guns are drawn, every second matters. And in moments like these, even innocent actions can look suspicious. As the judge listens closely, the prosecution struggles to clearly explain where the murder suspect actually was, in the house, in a truck, or somewhere else entirely. And when facts start shifting, probable cause becomes a serious issue. So stay locked in, because what the judge decides next could determine whether this was a lawful arrest or a case that never should have made it to court in the first place.
Sir, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Yes, sir.
On March 28, 2025, an officer was in the process of serving a capital murder warrant on a suspect in Harris County, Texas. While conducting a felony stop, the defendant, who was identified by his Texas ID card, pulled up on the officer's perimeter, got out of their motor vehicle, and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The officer's supervisor ordered the defendant to stop and stay right there. The defendant refused and continued to ignore officers while walking towards the residence. The officer's supervisor ordered the defendant to step back multiple times and then grabbed the defendant and took him to the ground.
Him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was he the capital murder suspect?
No, Your Honor.
I live there.
Stop.
Oh, sorry, sir.
I believe that they were in the process of serving a warrant on someone else at the residence, and that's when they came in contact with the defendant. Ordered him to stop. He refused to stop going towards the residence, Your Honor.
Serve the warrant. What ended up happening?
Looks like after refusing commands, there was a brief struggle where he was detained.
Was the murder suspect there?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. It does not say. I have no further facts that show if the warrant was service was complete on the warrant or not, Your Honor, or completed at the time. I just believe they were in the process and believed him to be at the residence, and that's when this incident occurred.
Read it again, if you don't mind.
Yes, Your Honor. On March 28, 2025, the law enforcement officer and Squad 5 of the Houston Police Department's Gang Division served a capital murder warrant for a suspect observed inside a truck at a nearby residence. While conducting a felony stop, the defendant, who is identified by his Texas ID card, pulled up on the perimeter, got out of the vehicle, walked to the sidewalk, and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The supervisor then ordered the defendant to stop and to stay right there. The defendant refused and continued ignoring officers and walking towards the residence. The supervisor ordered him to step back multiple times, but the defendant was once again ignored the officers. The law enforcement officer grabbed the defendant and made him bounce and the ground.
Okay, so now, but when you first started, you said they were going to a capital murder suspect in a car.
Yes, Your Honor. That's what. So I was originally reading the summary, and I'm going straight from the gems now, Your Honor. It looks like the suspect was observed inside a truck at a nearby residence.
So the suspect is not even in the residence. No.
Then they later state that the suspect, that the defendant here was walking towards the residence where the murder suspect was. I'm not sure, Your Honor. I have nothing for that.
I find no probable cause in your case. Just be careful, man. When you get into a pissing match with
I understand.
who's going to win,
They are.
This case is a
understand.
perfect
Well-
example of why clarity matters in law enforcement reports. The defendant was charged with interfering with a public servant after walking into an active felony scene where officers were attempting to serve a capital murder warrant. He ignored multiple commands to stop and was physically detained. However, during the court review, critical details didn't line up. The prosecution couldn't clearly establish whether the murder suspect was actually inside the residence, in a vehicle nearby, or even present at all. And without consistent, concrete facts, the judge found no probable cause to move forward with the charge. The judge's warning was clear. When civilians get into confrontations with police during active operations, the outcome is almost never in their favor. But at the same time, the legal system requires accurate, reliable evidence, not confusion or contradictions. So what do you think? Should the defendant have followed orders no matter what? Or should police reports be held to a higher standard when someone's freedom is on the line? If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.